everyone, myself Dr. P. Soumya, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering College. Today in this session I am going to discuss about case studies on natural resources. So in this session I am going to cover the topics benefits of the case studies and natural resources. So here introduction to natural resources and their importance. What is natural resource? So natural resources are materials or substances that occur naturally in the environment and are used by humans to meet their basic needs. So natural resources are the materials or substances which occur in the nature, so which can be used by humans to meet their basic needs. So this is the definition of natural resources. So here this includes air, water, land, minerals, forests and wildlife. So the natural resources includes air, water, soil, minerals, forest and wildlife. So what overview of sustainable resource management? So what is sustainable resource management? Sustainable resource management, it involves the responsible use and conservation of natural resources. So the goal is to meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So this is the sustainable resource management. Sustainable resource management, it involves the responsible use and conservation of natural resources. So here case studies, what are the benefits of, what is the importance of the case studies? So here the case studies provide real world examples of successful resource management strategies. So this the case studies of natural resources, so this will provide the real world examples of successful resource management strategies, and it will highlight the challenges and the best practices in different contexts. So it can help in the identifying lessons learned for sustainable resource management. It is help in identifying the lessons learned in the sustainable resource management. So this is used to develop effective strategies for the resource management. So this will provide, the case studies will provide the real world examples of success resource management strategies, and this will highlight the challenges and best practices in the different context. And this also help in identifying the learned lessons, and this is used to develop the effective strategies for the resource management, natural resource management. So in this session I am going to cover the case studies. So 8 case studies. In that, first one is sustainable management of river basins. So second one is addressing water scarcity. Third one is successful water conservation programs, restoring and protecting water ecosystems. So fifth is restoration of degraded ecosystems. So sixth is renewable energy implementation and sustainable mining practices, indigenous land management practices. So first case study is sustainable management of river basin. So sustainable management of river basin. So this case study will explore the strategies and approaches used to sustainably manage the river basin. So this will explore the strategies and approaches used to sustainably manage the river basin. So the key aspects of sustainable management, so it will include water allocation, pollution control and ecosystem restoration. So this include water allocation, pollution control and ecosystem restoration. So here introduction to sustainable management. So the sustainable management of river basin, it is a complex and challenging task that requires a multifaceted approach. So this case study explores the strategies and approaches used to sustainably manage a river basin. So with a focus on the key challenges and success. So what are the challenges in the sustainable management of river basin? So here water scarcity and competition for resources. So first challenge is water scarcity, and so this is competition for resources. So pollution and degradation of water quality. Second challenge is pollution and degradation of water quality. Third one is infrastructure and capacity issues. So we have these are the different approaches to manage the river basin, sustainable management of river basin. So here collaborative planning and decision making process involving stakeholders from various sectors and communities. So next approach is integration of economic, social and environmental considerations in decision making processes. So next is investment in infrastructure and technology to improve water management and reduce pollution. So these approaches are useful for sustainable management of river basin. Second case study, this is addressing water scarcity in a region. So here water scarcity, what is water scarcity? This case study, so this examines the measures taken to address water scarcity in specific region. So in a specific region, so it will examines the measures taken to address water scarcity. So how much scarcity is present? So here water conservation practices. So the region implemented various water conservation practices such as the use of drip irrigation systems and promoting green gardens. So here so these are different approaches, water conservation practices the region implemented. So various water conservation practices such as use of drip irrigation. So this is promoting green gardens. So infrastructure development. So here we can that region invested in infrastructure and development, so including the construction of water treatment plants and reservoirs to improve the water supply and management. So here these are the different approaches. Water conservation practices are important, and also infrastructure development and community engagement. So here the local community actively participated so in addressing water scarcity through engagement programs and volunteering in the water related initiatives. So this is about case studies to addressing water scarcity in a region, in a specific region. So here case study 3. So this is successful water conservation programs. So successful water conservation programs. So here the residential water conservation program. So this water conservation program was implemented in a residential area. So residential water conservation program implemented in a residential area, and it is aimed to reduce the water consumption by promoting water saving practices among residents. So here residential water conservation program, this was implemented in residential area. So this, what is the aim of this conservation program is, so this is to reduce the water consumption by promoting water saving practices. So among residents. So here strategies, what are the strategies? So installation of water efficient fixtures and appliances. So to reduce the water consumption, so here we have to follow the strategies, that is installation of water efficient fixtures and appliances. So educational components on water conservation practices. So here outcomes: 20% reduction in residential water consumption, increased awareness and adoption of water saving practices among residents. So agriculture water conservation program. First program is residential water conservation program. Second program is agriculture water conservation program. In this water conservation program, this was implemented in agriculture setting, and this aim is to reduce the water usage in irrigation system. To reduce the water usage in the irrigation system. So here the second one, agriculture water conservation program. So here strategies are implementation of drip irrigation systems for efficient water distribution and adoption of water saving agriculture practices. So these two methods are very important. Implementation of drip irrigation systems for efficient water distribution to the plants and adoption of water saving agriculture practices are very important for agriculture water conservation program. So here outcomes, if we use this agriculture water conservation program, so 30% reduction in water usage in irrigation systems. So it will improve So water efficiency in agriculture operations. So it can improve the what it can improve the efficiency, water efficiency in agriculture operations. So this is case study successful water conservation programs. We have two programs: residential water conservation program and agricultural water conservation program. So here successful water conservation programs and residential water conservation programs. Here the residential water conservation program, this is aimed to reduce the water usage that was implemented in large urban area with a high water demand. So this type of residential water conservation program, this was that aim of this is to reduce the water usage, and this was implemented in a large urban area which is having high water demand. So here the program focused on educating residents about the importance of water conservation and providing them with tools and resources to reduce their water usage. So the program included comprehensive outreach campaign, so that targeted residents through social media, community events and door-to-door outreach. So the residents were provided with water saving devices such as low flow shower heads and faucets, so as well as information on how to fix leaks and install rain barrels. So here the program, this is also included incentives for residents who reduced their water usage, such as rebates of water saving devices and discounts on water bills. So the in residents which are have this can, so included this program also, this included, this will give so incentives for residents who are reduced their water usage. And so these incentives are, so here water saving devices, so on discounts on water saving devices and discounts on water bills. So case study 4 is restoring and protecting water ecosystems. Restoring and protecting water ecosystems. So here restoration and protection of water ecosystems. So this case study will focus on the restoration and protection. So here this is restoration and protection of water ecosystems, including wetlands, rivers, lakes, and the benefits of these efforts for biodiversity and ecosystem services. So restoration and protection of water ecosystem, this focus on restoration and protection of water ecosystems. So here, so including these ecosystems, wetlands, rivers and lakes. So here the lessons learned and best practices from the water resource management case studies. So here the key lessons learned are, so the efficient water use. So first one is efficient water use. The case study highlighted the importance of implementing efficient water use practices such as using drip irrigation systems and adopting water saving facilities technologies to minimize the water waste and maximize the water productivity. Second is integrated water management. Integrated water management. The successful case studies emphasized the need for integrated water management approaches, so which involve collaboration among the different stakeholders including governments, communities and industries to ensure sustainable water management. So third one is water monitoring and data analysis. So the case studies demonstrated the importance of regular water monitoring and data analysis to assess water quality, quantity and availability. So this information is crucial for making informed decisions and implementing effective water management strategies. So this case study restoring, it will focus on restoring and protection of water ecosystems. So best practices for sustainable water management. So here first, stakeholder engagement and water conservation, ecosystem based approaches. Three approaches are there: stakeholder engagement and water conservation, ecosystem based approaches. So stakeholder engagement, so engaging and involving all relevant stakeholders including local communities, industries, government agencies, and it is a crucial for developing and implementing sustainable water management practices. So this ensures that the needs and concerns of all stakeholders are considered and addressed. So due to stakeholder engagement, So this will get from this stakeholder engagement. So this will give the information about the needs and concerns of all the stakeholders. So all the stakeholders and all the communities. So here, water conservation. Water conservation means so implementing water conservation measures such as rainwater harvesting, water reuse, and using water efficient technologies. So here, by using rainwater harvesting, water reuse, and water efficient technologies. So these will help to minimize the water waste and ensure the sustainable use of water resources. So adopting ecosystem based approaches to water management such as protecting and restoring natural habitats, and that can help maintain water quality, and this will enhance the water availability and support the overall health of ecosystems. So these are the best practices for sustainable water management. So stakeholder engagement is very needed, because from this we can know the needs and concerns of each stakeholder. So by using water conservation means, so we have to implement the water conservation measures, so such as water reuse, water efficient technologies, and also rainwater harvesting. So by adopting ecosystem based approaches, so we can manage the we can manage the sustainable water. So this will helps to the for the sustainable water management. So case study 5, restoration of degraded ecosystems. So 5 is restoration of degraded ecosystems. Restoration of degraded ecosystems. Here this case study explores the restoration of degraded ecosystems, including degraded forests, wetlands, and grasslands. So here degraded. This case study includes the degraded forests, wetlands, and grasslands. So it examines the ecological and socio-economic benefits of ecosystem restoration, such as improved biodiversity, enhanced water quality, increased carbon sequestration, so and the creation of sustainable livelihood for local communities. So this is restoration of degraded ecosystems. So lessons and strategies derived from forest and biodiversity case studies. Here key lessons. So importance of biodiversity conservation in maintaining ecosystem health and resilience. So here the significance of community engagement and participation in sustainable forest management, and effective strategies for mitigating deforestation and promoting deforestation are important lessons. So here what are the strategies to improve? So here implementation of sustainable forest management practices and certification systems. So implementation of sustainable forest management practices and certification systems are a major strategy for the restoration of degraded forest. So here promotion of eco-tourism and sustainable use of forest resources for local communities. So promotion of ecotourism and sustainable use of forest resources for local communities. And third strategy is collaboration and partnerships between governments, NGOs, and local communities. So case study 6, it is renewable energy and implementation in a region. Renewable energy implementation in a region. What is renewable energy? So renewable energy, it is a energy which can be regenerated or replenished within a short time. So that is renewable energy. And so this case study. So case study is renewable energy implementation in a region. In this case study, this will examine the implementation of renewable energy projects in a specific region. Implementation of renewable energy projects in a specific region. So these we know that in the examples of renewable energy sources are, so this will include solar energy, wind energy, hydropower energy, and also tidal energy. So here these benefits of renewable energy for sustainable development. This case study, so this will examine the implementation of renewable energy projects in a specific region and the benefits of renewable energy for sustainable development. So renewable energy implementation in a region. So this will have an impact on local communities. So the implementation of renewable energy sources in a region had a positive impact on local communities. It has created jobs and stimulated economic growth. So particularly in a construction and maintenance sectors. So additionally, the use of renewable energy has reduced the reliance of fossil fuels, which has led to decrease air pollution, and it will improve the public health. So next, impact on environment. The implementation of renewable energy sources, this has had a significant positive impact on environment. So because of it has reduced, so we don't get any greenhouse emissions from using renewable energy sources. So here it can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and it will decrease the dependence on non-renewable resources. So which had led the reduction in the deforestation and habitat destruction. So this can lead to the reduction in the deforestation and also habitat destruction. Additionally, the use of renewable energy, it has reduced the risk of oil spills and other environmental disasters associated with fossil fuels and fossil fuels extraction and transportation. So case study 7, sustainable mining practices. So the responsible mineral extraction. So this case study will showcase, so this will explore on the mining practices, so that prioritize responsible mineral extraction, ensuring minimal environmental impact and adhering to ethical standards. So this case study, this will explore on the mining practices. So the prioritize responsible mineral extraction, ensuring the minimal environmental impact, and the adhering to ethical standards. So next, environmental protection measures. So this case study will highlight the implementation of environmental protection measures at mining sites, such as land restoration, water conservation, and the use of sustainable energy sources. So this case study includes the responsible mineral extraction, and also this includes the environmental protection measures. This includes the implementation of environmental protection measures at mining sites, such as land restoration, water conservation, and also use of sustainable energy sources. So community engagement in mining operations. So the case study will also explore the importance of community engagement in mining operations, so including initiatives for education, job training, and sustainable development of local communities. So this case study, explains about sustainable mining practices. This includes responsible mineral extraction, environmental protection measures, and also community engagement in mining operations. So here, responsible for mineral extraction. So here, sustainable mining practices. So these involve responsible mineral extraction, so that minimize environmental impact and promote social responsibility. So it promotes social responsibility, and this includes measures such as reclamation of mine land and reduction of water usage and implementation of safety protocols for workers. So responsible mineral extraction. So this will sustainable mining. This practices involves responsible mineral extraction, so that minimize environmental impact and promote social responsibility. So environmental impact mitigation. Sustainable mining practices. So this also involve mitigating the environmental impact of mining operations. So these includes measures such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions and minimize the waste and pollution. So and restoring ecosystems affected by mining mining activities. So last one, that is case study 8, indigenous land management practices. So here traditional ecological knowledge, indigenous communities. So these have developed unique land management practices. Indigenous communities have developed unique land management practices, so that are based on their traditional ecological knowledge. So indigenous communities, they have developed unique land management practices. Land management practices. So they are based on their traditional ecological knowledge. So this knowledge, it is based on centuries of observation and experience. So it has allowed indigenous communities to maintain healthy ecosystems and sustainable land use practices. So sustainable land use practices. So these include indigenous land management practices often involve sustainable land use practices such as agroforestry, which combines agriculture and forestry. So agroforestry, it is nothing but it combines agriculture and forestry to create more diverse and resilient ecosystems. So here's in some so first practice is indigenous land management. So this often involves sustainable land use. For practices, so use practices, so such as agroforestry means which combines the agriculture and forestry to create a more diverse and resilient ecosystems. Other practices that include rotational grazing, which allows for the restoration of degraded land and the use of traditional fire management techniques to maintain healthy ecosystems. So other strategies are other practices are rotational grazing and traditional fire management. So this for land management practices. So here synthesis and key takeaways from land use and agriculture resources case studies here. So some key findings are there. So here effective land use planning is crucial. Effective land use planning is very crucial for sustainable agriculture practices. So implementing efficient irrigation system, like drip irrigation, so these can conserve water resources. So promoting organic farming, so these farming practices, this can reduce the reliance on chemical inputs. This will reduce the chemical waste. So to the soil. So here strategies for sustainable land use and agriculture. So here the three strategies are there. So developed comprehensive land use plans, so that consider environmental, social and economic factors. So invest in modern irrigation technologies. Invest in modern irrigation technologies to optimize water usage and minimize the water usage. So here development of comprehensive land use plans and investing in a modern irrigation technologies which are used to optimize the water usage and which can minimize the waste. So here and encouraging the adoption of organic farming practices through education and incentives. So these are the three strategies for sustainable land use and agriculture. So thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.